What's up everyone, this is Ollie aka Soul Warrior, and we're just doing a very quick video trying to break down how to make the most of Treasure Beach now that we have two looters. We no longer only have Yasmin, who can give you some extra coin. We also got Buzzy Clonkson, who happens to be a looter. That's the main reason why I got this unit, to be honest, although the effects are also quite exciting. If you haven't checked out my character preview, do so right now. Alright, first off, we got, this is Forbidden Shores encounter number 2. It's one of the Trash Beach encounters, which means there's a lot of trash on this encounter, not a lot of beach, not a lot of good stuff. So what we're doing here, this is one of those split levels where you basically have to send some of your units to the left side and the other half of your units to the right side. We basically put one looter on one side and the other looter on the other side. If you happen to know for a fact that all of the gold is going to drop on one side, like I've never managed to figure this out, I think it's just truly random, then absolutely try and put both of them on the same side, but I wouldn't recommend that. I don't think that really works most of the time at least. So here we can already go for this special of Tim Tim very early in the Treasure Beach encounter, something I don't normally do, because the only piles that are affected, or the only pile, was this one up here, and Buzzy was standing next to it, so it was fine. And also keep in mind we do have Yasmin, so we do get one refresh. As often as possible try and park a unit, like here for example Silverroot, next to Yasmin, because that will then allow you to buff their attack, and Silverroot can very easily take out like even chests that are somewhat sturdy and hard to beat. Like we can see that here in a second. If we click on Silverroot eventually, you will see he has got absolutely no problem whatsoever taking out a chest. Alright, also Buzzy, always make sure he's standing next to some pile. If you're like splitting your units this way, use the strongest unit in Treasure Beach, that happens to be Nimrod in case you didn't know, to the side where you put Buzzy. And then the other units that you're playing, like really good units, are in general, like Tavarinci is a really good unit for Treasure Beach. And look at it again, we're stepping on the gold, and then we're moving Nimrod in the middle. You always want to make the most of Nimrod's passive when he just moves next to a chest, so he can take it out. And Buzzy is really only there to pick up the gold. So in this case, for example, you want to put Buzzy one down or keep him in place. That's actually even smarter. And then Nimrod again is doing like most of the dirty work. Right? We are on the last turn, so we can now refresh Tim Tim. Or we can just attack with Tim Tim. So that's basically it. I don't think there's anything like completely new that you haven't seen before. In the end, like I said, this is one of the Trash Beach encounters. We got only 3,000 gold, but we still managed to loot a little bit. Eventually 1,850. So it's not terrible, it's not the greatest result ever, but that's just what happens on these Trash Beach encounters. Now let's go for a real Treasure Beach encounter where we can actually pick up some serious coin, because this is way more fun with Buzzy Clonkson. So this time the map is a lot more inviting. We can basically in theory get our looters next to every single gold pile there is. You have to make the decision which of your two units you wanna, because they're both hulking, you wanna like slowly advance to the top. I made the decision that I wanna put Buzzy is his name, on this side, and then Yasmin on the other side. I'm not saying this is better or worse, this is just like part of personal preference. Here we're already setting up to get Yasmin next to the sea urchin, and then move Nimrod next to it to bust it. Like you don't have to step on them if you happen to have Nimrod. We also don't want to move Buzzy to the front because Silverroot is tankier, even though he's not super tanky. So that's basically the situation we're in. Now we can move our looters next to the gold pile or on the gold pile, and then again Nimrod can move in. Like I said, Nimrod is the best unit in Treasure Beach, in case you didn't know. Alright, so this is a pretty good situation to be in. We don't want to bust this, because we want to get the most loot out of the sea urchin. So that's basically why we are not busting this. We are moving again Silverroot next to Yasmin, so he can get buffed, he can get some extra attack. And that's basically the turn after giving this a little bit more thought, I think. Yeah, I'm thinking about, can I get two singers and get lucky and one of them is taking down the sea urchin? But I'm not even sure if the singers will ever shoot at a sea urchin. I don't think that's the thing. So next turn, now we have one looter next to the sea urchin, then we can step with the other one next to the sea urchin as well. So now it's time to bust this basically. After we moved, like we pick up as much coin as possible. Keep in mind you can either step with the looter themselves onto the gold pile or any other steppable, or what you can also do is you can use another unit as long as the steppable is adjacent. And you can see that here. I'm leaving the steppables on the board like on purpose. I don't want to bust them. I want to keep them on the board as long as possible. So this is one of those different situations. So we're moving in here and then we are splitting our looters because it's just 3 turns left and it's completely unrealistic to think that we could like pick up absolutely everything. So for that reason we are splitting our looters now. So then Nimrod is again going in, we get like some extra coin, that's cool. Then we can move in, get some extra coin, double loot. Then we can step here, get extra coin, double loot, take this guy out. And in theory we could go here, but we're basically setting up for a big Tim action here on the last turn. So the big problem is this guy, because obviously we want to have a unit in this particular spot. The best way of getting rid of this guy would be Tim's active, or Tim's attack, sorry, Tim's regular attack, not the active. But if we do that, we are not able to first get Yasmin into a good position. So that's why we're walking around. I'm not sure this is the best move, but that's what I went for. Then we put Yasmin next to 2 steppables. Now we're going for Tim's active. Let's just quickly go back here again. So this is basically what I did to try and maximize the gold. I think... I'm not sure there's another good play, but I think this is a pretty fine play. And then we basically get like 2 times loot triggers, and then we get 2 more loot triggers here. Just keep in mind you need 1 more target. The vase here is super important, otherwise you cannot use the active of either Tim or Silverroot. So that's really, really important. And then this time around it's a very different story. We are picking up almost 8,000 gold, but we get almost twice of that in looter bonus. So that's just ridiculous, and I hope that gives you a really good idea what you can do if you're moving a unit strategically on Treasure Beach and you happen to play with 2 looters. And I cannot wait for Saturday. Double Gold Saturday is gonna be absolutely lit. Like, this is gonna be ridiculous. We're talking about 16k plus 8k, that's 24k, and then that gets doubled, so 50k per run. That's gonna be something to behold. I'm gonna be upgrading so much equipment. I'm looking very much forward to that. Alright guys, that's it already for today's quick video. Hope it was helpful. If you have any questions how to make the most of Treasure Beach, let me know. If you want, we can also try and put a list together of units that are really good in Treasure Beach. Although, like, the list is pretty straightforward. Everything that has an AoE or that is able to like shoot at something and hit an adjacent unit or an adjacent thing like a steppable is a good unit in Treasure Beach. So units like Aradale, Tabarinchi, we saw Silverroot, we saw Tim, those happen to be really, really good units in Treasure Beach. Alright guys, that's really it for today. See you very soon, either in the arena or of course on the official Discord.